Pep, good afternoon. We know the transfer window is now closed and the Riyad Mahrez deal didn't happen. But were you happy overall with your transfer dealings, and did it give us an idea of your future plans in the long term at the club?
No, long term is Burnley. Of course, I'm happy. Came Aymeric Laporte, but it would have not been possible. I would have been happy too.
Any update on Jesus and his injury, and do you have any concerns over your options if he's out for a period?
I said in the last press conference, so still 4 or 5 weeks rest.
Anything further for you to do on the situation over tackles? You've commented in recent weeks about players not getting protection. What more can you do? Have you had any feedback, or can you approach the refereeing body?
It's enough. I said 2 times, so I think we were clear. I was clear. So playing football again tomorrow at 12:30. That is thinking about.
At his news conference today, Jose Mourinho has conceded the title race is over. Are you surprised by that?
Sorry?
Jose Mourinho says the title race is over. They're playing for second place now. Is that a surprise to you?
Not yet.
I'm guessing you don't think the title race is over.
It's 13 games, 39 points to play. We have 15, so it's not over. So we have an amazing tough games to play. For example, tomorrow, we cannot deny, and everybody knows here in England how complicated it is playing in Burnley, and after you have to go to Stoke City, for example, Goodison Park, and we have against Arsenal, Tottenham, United, Chelsea. Definitely it's not over.
And you've also announced the Champions League squad today. Benjamin Mendy is in there. Can I ask how his comeback's going?
Well, it's much better. Today is in the States, in New York. I think it's 3-4 months now. It's 6 months, so I think in 2 months in March, I think March will be maybe available to start to training with us.
Hi, Pep. Do you have an update on David Silva at all after he went off the other night?
Well, yesterday could not train when it was recovery. Has a painful kick here in the side. We are going to see today how does he feel.
Okay, Burnley have given you 2 tough games already this season. We expect pretty much more of the same.
Yeah, we made a good performance against them in Premier League and FA Cup, but it's completely different to play here in Etihad Stadium or there. So last season we won, but it was one of the toughest games we played last season. So it will be tough. So have to avoid faults. We have to control the second balls, long balls, to Barnes, to Bogues. They are masters. They are maybe one of the best teams in the Premier League in this style, in the way they play in that system. They create a lot of problems. They put a lot of pressure in this kind of situations. The free kicks in corners, they are so good. Have to avoid as much as possible these kind of games and do our game to make another step in the term to the title rights.
Hi, Pep. How important was it to keep Jack Harrison in the City football group?
Who?
Jack Harrison, who signed from New York City.
Oh.
And is he a player that you think can compete for a first team spot in the preseason?
Well, it's going to be loan, I think so, in that moment, and we're going to see at the end of the season. So in the preseason, in a lot of players will be, most of the players will be in the World Cup. So I don't know how many players will be available to make the preseason, and after going to decide that maybe, of course, our players for New York, maybe he comes to. So I don't know. In that moment, I'm not thinking about. I have a little bit idea about the players going to join us here in the States, but we're going to see in that moment.
Hola, Pep, bon dia. Des que vas arribar fins ara, la millora de molts jugadors és evident. N'hi ha algun que t'hagi sorprès especialment per la seva evolució?
No especialment. Tots han fet el que han pogut. I quan un fa el que pot ja no està obligat a més. Tots estic molt content amb tots. Amb tots perquè ho intenten. No som un equip que dius ens rendim o podem fer millor o pitjor, ens guanyen, perdem, però ho fem. No n'hi ha un especial, tots han fet el que han pogut.
Since you arrived at Manchester City, what is the player or players that whose evolution has surprised you the most? If so, well, any player has surprised me especially. I think all of them have made what they could, and when you try and do your best, you can't ask for more. So all I can say is that I'm happy with all of them because they try. We are not the kind of team that gives up. So even we win or we lose, we try, and that's the most important thing.
Sigue, Siri. Muchas veces has cambiado de posición a jugadores. Jugadores que en centrocampistas los has puesto centrales, extremos que han pasado a jugar de lateral, el último Sinchenko seguramente. ¿En función de qué decides eso? ¿Qué es lo que te inspira para cómo evalúas que un jugador puede cambiar de posición?
Bueno, lo ves entrenar, lo intuyes. Evidentemente, si Sinchenko tiene que defender durante 90 minutos va a sufrir más. Si puedes dominar el partido nos puede ayudar como nos ha ayudado. Hablarlo con tu staff, hablarlo con el jugador si se ve capaz de jugar allí, intuirlo. Pero ha pasado en muchos casos donde jugadores como de extremos han acabado de laterales o centrocampistas han jugado de centrales. Yo creo que todos los jugadores que pueden jugar de adelante, puedes moverlos de adelante hacia atrás y pueden ser, siempre serán unas muy buenas soluciones. El problema es jugadores de atrás, meterlos hacia adelante. Esto ya es mucho más complicado. Centrales, jugar medio centro es mucho más complicado que centrocampistas jugar de centrales. Y laterales, jugar de extremos es mucho más complicado que jugar de extremos a laterales. Si tienen ese punto un poco de disciplina defensiva, lo pueden hacer y te ayudan mucho.
In your career, you've changed the position of some players in the pitch. How do you sense that a player is able to perform in other positions in the pitch? Well, basically seeing training, and obviously you feel it. For example, players like Zinchenko, if he has to play defending for 90 minutes, he's gonna suffer more. But if we dominate the game, he can help us a lot playing as a left back. And then you talk with your staff, you talk with the player, and it's something that you sense it. But in many cases, we have seen players like wingers playing as fullbacks or midfielders playing as centre backs. I think all the players that play in front, they can play in back positions, but the other ones, players that play in the back, playing a little bit more advanced, maybe there's a problem because, for example, a centre back, making him play as a midfielder, it might be difficult, but in general, the rest of the players that play in front can play in the back and they can adapt to the position.